our monthly broadcast, La Grande Interview. Today we have with us Mr. Gabriel Takang. As you know already, on October 24th, the school board election and also the municipal election will take place in Ontario. And all the candidates are already getting ready. They are getting through their last sprint. And we have here today Gabriel Takang, who is running for city councilor, and he was willing to give us a little bit of his time. Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Gabriel Takang. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Thank you for being with us today. And we're going to start, obviously, with a presentation of who you are, and if you can tell us a little bit more about you.
Okay, thank you, Françoise. I am Gabriel Takang. I was born in Cameroon and raised in Cameroon. I studied in Cameroon at the University of Buea. I immigrated to Canada in 2006 as a political refugee. And today I'm running as a city councillor to represent Ward 5, York South Western.
That's wonderful. So immigration is also sometimes something hard to explain. Can you tell us why you decided to immigrate in Canada?
So as I mentioned, I came to Canada as a political refugee. Given the issue we have in Cameroon back in the days, it was NCNC, Southern Cameroon National Movement, fighting for the independence of Southern Cameroon. So back in the days with people like Ngala, we were all about independence. Then I had to flee the country to Canada for the safety of myself and the family.
Understood. For what you told us before, you own a master's degree in public administration, and you also have some involvement in the community as ex-president of board of directors of Cameroon Association, also the president of MECA Toronto. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes. I actually studied in Cameroon. I have a bachelor's degree in education administration from the University of Buea. I have a master's degree in public administration and a concentration on terrorism, mediations, and peace. I have been involved in Cameroonian politics since 2007. I am the founding member of MECA Toronto and former president. I'm the founding member of Kame FC and former president. I'm the founding member of Cameroonian Community Association in the GTA, and I was the president of the board of directors. I have been around the community. I have organized tournaments, I've organized events that inspire the youth, support seniors, volunteer with different organizations. And that is my inspiration, and that is why I decided that I'm going to represent my community this time around at the level of Toronto City Council.
And I guess you also are involved professionally. So what are you doing exactly as a job in Canada?
Okay, first of all, I own a small business cleaning company, GAPS Janitorial Services. Then I'm working with the government of Ontario since 2009. Those are my main two engagements when it comes to professionalism and business.
Canada, you know, it's a country where we have more and more people coming. Can you tell us, when you were maybe younger in Africa, did you ever dream to come in Canada or in America in general? What was your dream?
Thank you for that question. That is very interesting and very tricky. When I was in Cameroon, back in the days when we were young, back in school, we have what was called regional geography or international geography or economic geography. And there is a case study that we did fishing in Newfoundland. At that time, we were just reading about Canada. I did not even know where Canada was, but I knew that Canada was somewhere in the north. But I'd always been interested in Canada, and that is why when we had the political situation in Cameroon, the first place I thought was Canada. And back in the days, I believe there were few people that were immigrating to Canada. Most people were interested in the United States and Europe. But Canada was not actually in the spotlight in Cameroon because it's very far.
Absolutely.
And it's cold. That was the impression that we had. But I always believed that one day I'll end up here in Canada, and that's why I'm here today, and I'm excited.
Do you like being here? Do you think you can achieve your dream or all your dreams?
Liking being here is another statement. I love Canada, and that is why I'm so involved in Canadian politics and community activities. This is where I live, this is where I belong. I'm a Canadian national, proudly a Canadian, and that is why I'm doing everything to support my community, our communities, and our government.
Good. So on October 24th, we'll have the municipal election. Can you explain to the public how are organized this municipal election in Ontario and what are the conditions and the requirements to apply?
Okay, I'll first of all start with the conditions and the requirements. For you to run as a city councillor, first of all, you need to be a Canadian, above 18 years. Then you need to go to the city council. You fill a nomination paper, obtain 25 signatories, pay $100. Then once it is approved by the city clerk, you are ready to go. You are ready to start campaigning. To organize your campaign in this country, especially in Toronto, there are a few things that you need to consider. You need to know that you need finance. You need to know that you need to do your campaign. You need publicity. You need visibility in the area you are running. In Ward 5, I've been living in Ward 5 for more than 10 years today. So at least I have people that already know me based on the activities and my community involvement. And that is why I'm running. So for you to run as a city councillor in any ward, in any area within Ontario, first of all, you have to be visible in the community. You have to be dedicated in what you believe in. You have to make sure that you have finance, raise finance, do fundraisers. While you are campaigning, you have to ensure that you're knocking doors, talking to the people, explaining to them your platform. You also have to make sure that you build a strong team that is going to do all your social media activities in order to get you out there.
So before we get to your actual campaign, I would like to know here, you talked about those 25 signatures. From who are you getting them from, and is it hard to get?
Sometimes it's hard to get, but you need to actually know individuals that are residents of Toronto, because you need signatures for everybody that lives in Toronto. The person should be at least a permanent resident, or a citizen of this country to actually sign that for you. Exactly. You need those 25 signatures for anybody who is a citizen living within Toronto, not just your ward. Because some people are always confused. Since you are running in your ward, you think that you can just get those signatures within your ward, but that is not true. You get the signatures within people within the city, Toronto as a whole, Scarborough, North York, Etobicoke, East York, and maybe downtown Toronto.
And who are the people that you approach to get your signature? Are they friends or people that you don't know? Or?
Yeah, what actually happened in my case, because I'm so connected in the community, I have a lot of people in the community. So it was easy for me to say, call people, tell them that, you know what, I need a recommendation from you. I need you to sign this for me. So we just call out, meet people. There were people within my building that I just knocked their door and say, hey, I need this thing for you. I went to other buildings, say I need it. I went to other communities, I need this. So within a month, I had the 25.
Interesting. So what location on the DTA are you representing? Your ward?
Yeah, so I'm running to represent York South Western Ward 5. The boundaries of Ward 5 is the areas Jane and Western Road, Jane and Lawrence, Western Road and Lawrence, Western Road and Jane, Eglinton and Scarlett, Kill and Lawrence, Kill and Western Road, then up north up to Western Road and 400. Then we go down south, we go right down to Jane and St. Clair to Old Western Road. So that area is Ward 5. That is the area I'm running to represent.
Okay. Before we move forward, we're going to pause a moment and watch a few minutes of videos of you starting your campaign and going in the city, in your ward, talking to people.
So now one group will go, one group go, one group go. Yes. Then I say we will go down. No, no, just put them. We will go down. Bro, I need to share it again.
Take picture. You take picture. So, Mr. Takang, we just watched this nice video of you going in the city and with your team. Who are those people with you?
I have a very strong community behind me, and I want to applaud the efforts of my Cameroonians, my Africans, other Canadians that have been coming to assist. I have a very strong fundraising and community engagement committee. That committee has always canvassed volunteers. All those you see coming with me, all of them are volunteers. Nobody is paid. So they come with me, we go out, we knock doors, talk to people, share flyers, receive phone numbers. Then we have a team that is calling those numbers to ensure that they go vote or to remind them when to go vote and ask them also if they need assistance to go vote. So that is the team that you've been seeing. All of them are volunteers.
We also saw earlier people gathering and I guess it was a barbecue. So is it important to have people around maybe enjoying themselves and eating together? What was it about exactly?
Yeah, that is a fundraiser that was organized on my behalf by Mr. and Mrs. Hippolyte Assab in Brampton, because we were looking for a location to actually do a fundraising barbecue, but because we can't organize a fundraising barbecue, you cannot campaign in any Toronto City property. And in my area, we did not get anybody that has space that we can organize that. So Mr. and Mrs. Hippolyte Assab, thank you so much. They decided to do that in their compound. So we invited individuals that came. You see, everybody's in the T-shirt. That is the way we launched the campaign and did the fundraiser, and at least we had some funds to support the campaign. I actually appreciate it.
At this point, maybe you can tell us more. How is your campaign evolving right now? What action did you put in place to convince the residents?
Thank you. That is very important. Again, you know, we of Toronto, we have stronger communities. When I was going out, one of the strategies that I use is to meet people individually in their homes and to meet community groups, to also meet associations and businesses. I explain my platform to them. I explain what I stand for. I explain how I'm going to represent them. I explain to them the services that are required, that we need, that are not being fulfilled or are not being taken care of by the city council, especially the incumbent. So I explain everything to them, and this is what I've been doing. For example, when we talk about affordability, we talk about affordability in everything. It's very important in housing, in internet, or in transit.
Okay, so before we get there, I just want to know, let to know to the public that we can maybe see your website right now, but the website is www.gabrieltakang.ca, and we went on the website and we saw how was your platform, and that your platform state that your focus will be in housing affordability, mental health for youth, climate change, transportation and transit subway security, and childcare services. So at that point, what made you choose those specific aspects of the community life?
Thank you. These issues are specific issues in my ward. We have so many other issues within the city of Toronto. I live in this area. I know the issues of this area. Those issues that you see on my platform, those are the immediate issues that I am going to represent or going to fight for at the city council. That's why you see I choose wisely to take those issues, because when I'm going out talking to people, that is what they are talking about. Those are the issues they are bringing. The cost of housing, the cost of internet, services for seniors not properly provided, lots of issues, but you cannot talk about all the issues, you cannot put all the issues in your platform. You actually need to pick some of the issues that you know that you're going to be dedicated in fighting for those issues. And trust me, those are the issues that, if elected, those are the issues that I'm going to fight for, because these issues have been not taken care of by the incumbent. We have to ensure our community is purely represented by fighting for these issues.
Okay, I had a hard time understanding about this focus, transit and subway security. What is it about?
Have you ever taken a bus?
Yes.
Or subway?
Yeah.
Correct. So in the subways, you see where you stand, the platform you stand to wait for the train. That is a very naked platform. And we already have incidences, I know of 3 already, that people were pushed into the platform and they were almost killed. Those platforms, the city council can decide to build an embankment, or they call them platform doors, so that you stay behind that area until when the train comes, then you pass through that door to get into the train. In that way, nobody will be pushed into the platform. Then, when you go to the subways, you realize that we don't even have enough security, like special constables. The city council should come out with a budget to place a lot of those security officers in the subways. Some of these things are happening because the security officers are not actually there to monitor everybody that is taking the train. If you go to maybe Union Station, you see a few of them standing around. But when you come to Eglinton Station, Eglinton West Station, go to Lawrence Station, go to Finch, you hardly see a security officer. The insecurity is uncalled for. We actually need to get that issue of security dealt with. Even in the buses, sometimes we enter crowded buses, people are touching individuals, you know. So those things are supposed to be taken care of. It's very critical, because especially when people are coming from work late at night, then somebody is standing maybe alone on the platform. Anybody can harass you. We need security officers. The city council has a budget for that, and that is supposed to be taken care of. But if councillors are not actually pushing for that, it cannot be taken care of. So some of us running as city councillors, that is something that we have to put behind our mind and make sure that it is taken care of.
Let's talk a little bit about youth mental health. We saw in the last months some episode of violence in America, in US, also in Buffalo. Young people shooting in schools and also supermarket areas. Is it one of the reasons why you chose to focus on youth mental health? Do you really think it's something important to address at this moment?
Yeah, it's very important, because here in Toronto, especially in Ward 5, we have youth who are already into drugs and some other issues. So their mental health is very unstable. And when you go around and meet some individuals, some youth, you will realize that they are not actually focused. Some of them are not actually going to school. They don't have programs that will actually distract them. And that is one of the reasons that I've been organizing with my organization, Kame FC. I've been organizing tournaments during the summer, 18 teams tournaments, whereby youth groups, youth teams from all over the city come together to play soccer. during that period, it refreshes their mind. They make connections. They learn a lot of things. They learn leadership, and they make connections, professional connections. So the city is supposed to have programs, recovery programs, that will actually, for youth that are into drugs or youth that have issues that are so stressed because of maybe the academic situations or maybe financial situations, we need programs, recovery programs that can be injected in the community so that it can refresh their mind, keep them busy, so that when they are busy, their minds are stable.
Absolutely. And about childcare services, did you had the opportunity to talk to the moms? And if you hadn't yet, what would you say to them when you're in front of them and you want to address the situation?
Oh, yeah. I have a situation where a young man has a baby and he's a single parent.
Oh, yeah.
Then,
Come on, but it happens.
then he drops that child at a home where a lady takes care of that child. It is $50 a day that he pays. That young man's income, biweekly income, is $1,300. Imagine you paid $50 a day for daycare, for somebody to take care of your child. Then you're making, let's say, $1,500 biweekly. How much are you earning and how much are you paying on daycare? So all the moms that I've spoken with, the single parents, even families, couples, what they say is the cost of childcare is very expensive. They just talk about the daycare. Let's keep other issues aside. Just daycare itself, childcare itself, daycare is very expensive to the point that most parents decide to stay home and not working to take care of their children, because the cost is expensive. And we already have situations where people are trying to bring their parents back home to take care of those kids while they go to work. But some parents are illiterate parents. They can't even speak good English with those kids. The child is home from the time he started crawling until the time maybe he's going to primary school. He's staying with an old mom at home. So what interaction do you think that child is having with that mom? Is that child learning anything? Maybe not. But if we have, for example, $10 daycare, many couples, many families, many single parents will be able to drop their children at a daycare and go to work and come back and take care of their kids comfortably.
Yes, we remind that the daycare is still really expensive. Usually the rates are around 800 to 1,000 or even 1,200 monthly, depending on where you drop your child, if it's a specific daycare inside the school board or the Catholic school board, or maybe if it's a home care. And it's really difficult with the mom, specifically for the mom coming from other countries, the immigrant, to be able to pay that type of rate. They usually actually have to stay home until the child is 2 years, 3 years, or 4 years old, because they're supposed to start the school at 4 years old, and it's not always easy. So I understand that it's an issue that needs to be addressed at that point.
Exactly.
Now, if you also chose to speak out about the climate change, but that is a more general issue that actually a lot of governments are trying to address right now, because it's really not easy. Why did you choose that one specifically? Because it's not actually related to your ward or to your people, to your community.
Yeah, indirectly it is related in the sense that it is an issue that we face generally in Toronto. Every community is touched by that. For us to tackle that, we all have to work as individual communities, as Toronto communities in general. And that is why you see most candidates, they'll have it on their platform, because all of us are calling for stronger solutions to fight climate change. I don't want to go into climate change because I don't want to get people confused. But then that is why I have it on my platform, because as individual candidates, we have to come with solutions on how to fight climate change. And that is why I have it on my platform. It is an issue that we also face in our community. So we still have to talk about it.
If you had few advices to give to your people about how to protect the environment, what would you say to them?
You know what? This is a very big topic. I would say everybody should try to follow the advice of the government, because government have strategies that they are applying. City councils have strategies that are applying. We should just be cautious, especially the trees that we have around us. We have to make sure that we protect those trees. We're using water, we have to make sure that we use water adequately, not wasting that water, because all those things, they affect the environment. Those are just some of the simple things that we can do to protect our environment.
Good. So now let's talk about finance. We know we can't do anything without money, I guess it takes some investment, right? Some financial investment to be able to beat a successful campaign for this type of election. Can you explain a little bit more?
Yeah, campaign finance is very critical when you are running for either a city council, mayor, or board of trustees, any political position. So what you need to do is, first of all, you have to develop a strategy on how to raise funds for your campaign. You may want to invest your own money into your campaign, but then you have a limit that you have to do so. The city council has rules. I don't want to go into that. So one of the important things that you need to do is, first of all, you actually come out with a fundraising committee within your campaign. That fundraising committee is going to contact businesses, associations, group of individuals. They may decide to do, so I see some people doing fund drives in different forums. So now we have WhatsApp. You can do a fund drive within your WhatsApp groups, Telegram, or Facebook, anywhere. So you just have to make sure that you generate funds to fund your campaign, because campaign finance, you need to take care of publicity in social media. You need to take care of your flyers, banners, maybe radio or TV commercials, things like that. So it's a lot of money that you need. But then I don't want to get anybody frightened. It's doable. It just depends when you create your strategies and try to follow them within your team. It's doable.
All right. So when we met recently at the Bamileke Festival, I asked you a question because I was surprised to see you there, and I was wondering about your communication. Do you really think that people are aware of you running for city councilor? Did you actually get out there enough to show yourself and your team?
I'll explain to you a few things that we've done. First of all, we have already shared more than 46,000 flyers within homes and buildings within my ward. York Southwestern is one of the biggest wards in Toronto, and it is nearly impossible for you to canvass all the ward. But then my team has been out there, and I can assure you that the visibility is there. You can see my posters, my flyers. Almost every door has my flyers. We also have contacts that we're calling. We have social media publicity that we've been doing from day one. My social media coordinator is right here today with us. He knows what he has been doing. If you follow me on Instagram, if you follow me on TikTok, if you follow me on WhatsApp, or if you follow me on Facebook, if you go to my website, you see the campaign that we've been carrying, you see the areas that we've been going, you see the doors that we've been knocking. All those pictures and videos are on social media for everybody that follows my campaign to see.
Okay, I'm just going to remind there that the website is www.gabrieltakang.ca, and following him in Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter will be on the Gabriel Takang, which is his name. All right, so in Ontario, we have a French community, Francophone community, Anglophone community. How are you managing to deal with those two communities? Do you think there's a specific message that would be actually different to give to Anglophone community or the Francophone community?
First of all, I am bilingual. to an extent, in the sense that I speak both French and English. I have a unique message to my community, both French and English. It doesn't matter. So I have a unique message when I go out there. The same thing that I'm talking to an Anglophone is the same thing that I'm talking to a Francophone in French. So there's no disparity.
All right. Is there anything more that you want to say about your platform that we didn't address today?
I already have my platform and the issues outlined in my platform. What I want is to encourage everybody that is listening today to go to my website, go to my TikTok page, go to Instagram, go to Twitter. You will see everything that I outlined on my platform, and that we'll be discussing. What we do not have on my platform is one of the critical issues in the world that I did not actually put in the platform, but it's something that we're going to debate in the council if elected. Something that I'm going to bring is about internet. We need affordable internet because Ward 5 is an immigrant community and is characterized by low-income earners. Everybody wants to get into social media nowadays, but you getting into social media is expensive because we have the big guys, the Rogers, everything is connected to Rogers and Bell, and internet services is very expensive nowadays. If we can have a $10 cheaper internet to the minimum, for example, what about $10 internet? It's affordable, it's doable in the community. Why can't we do it?
$10 internet monthly?
Yeah, it's doable.
Okay.
The city can subsidize that. The city can subsidize that. It's doable. You understand? If we have that, everybody will be ready to go to the internet. Everybody will be available. And you know, nowadays, social media is the economic power of every country.
That's for sure.
There's a lot of money being generated in social media. So if we can do that, then we'll be pumping a lot of money into the economy too.
Okay. Is there anything that you want to say in French to the Francophone community or to everybody?
Yeah. Merci François. Encore mon nom c'est Gabriel Takang. Je veux d'abord dire grand merci à mes peuples francophones et les anglophones aussi pour tous les soutiens que vous m'avez donné. Une personne, s'il y en a quelqu'un là-bas qui est qualifié à voter, pardon, vas-y, le 24, allez voter pour moi. Vous connaissez déjà ce que je lutte pour. Je veux aussi encourager, si vous pouvez sortir, venir avec moi pour parler aux gens, prenez les numéros, encourage les gens pour aller voter. Je vais vraiment apprécier. Et donc, c'est ça que je veux vous dire. Merci beaucoup pour tous les soutiens. Cameroun, les Africains, les peuples de York West Southwestern, ça c'est magnifique. Vous m'avez dit beaucoup, vous m'avez parlé beaucoup, vous m'avez soutenu, mais ce n'est pas encore fini. On doit aller jusqu'au bout. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you, Mr. Takang. I'm just going to remind that the election will take place on October 24th, 2022, and it's about the municipal and school board election that we'll have that day. For more info about the election, you can contact your municipality or visit the website www.election.on.ca. What can you say? A last word, Mr. Gabriel Takang.
Yeah, my last word is I want to encourage everybody, all my people of York Southwestern, Ward 5, please, you got my platform already. You've seen me out there talking to everybody. Please go out. If you haven't voted in the advance poll on the 24th, October 25th, please go out there and vote. We need a change, and this change can only start by we going out there to vote. I encourage everybody to vote. Let's together build a strong community, a community that has been lagging with so many services for a long time. Please go and vote, and let's together make a change in our city. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Takang, and our best wishes for the election day. Thank you again for watching La Grande interview today. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, on GramenTV, and also all our programs. We'll say goodbye and see you next month. Bye.
Thank you, bye.